I was like addicted to listening to podcasts because it was just so easy when I was in the car, driving anywhere. I would just put the podcast on and I was like, this really beats just listening to, some stupid pop music on the radio or the news. Like I actually am learning something. I am such a lover of learning, and with the beauty of the internet and iTunes, there's podcasts on so many different topics. It's like mind-blowing. So whatever you want to learn more about is right there at your fingertips. I felt such a desire back in 2014 to take all of this information, education that I've been doing here in my practice for many, many years and get it out to a wider audience. I wasn't quite sure of how I was going to do that. So I was speaking to a friend and she's like, why don't you start a podcast? I decided to name the podcast Well-Adjusted Mama. The message of this podcast is empowering and educating women preconception through early motherhood on holistic lifestyle. I wanted to bring in guest speakers that were going to speak to that message. And I've recorded now over 80 episodes, and I brought in all types of guest speakers, functional medicine doctors, midwives, doulas, lactation consultants, chiropractors, acupuncturists, and I want to connect their message with the parents and moms to be that are listening in. My podcast has been downloaded over 100,000 times in over 100 countries. When I started this, a little over 2 years ago, I didn't even think that was possible, that this could have such a outreach. I think it's just really blown my mind that when you have an important message and you're speaking from your truth and your authentic self, that people will listen and they will really connect and resonate with your message, and they will share that message with others. There's a couple episodes that have really spoke to me at a soul level. One of them was with Dr. Larry Pilevsky. He's a holistic pediatrician. He spoke about how to nurture your child's spirit. It was just very thoughtful. It was just a message I think that's definitely not in our mainstream culture that I think is really important for parents to hear. It's hard to be a parent in this culture that we live in, especially in the United States. When we can have resources like Dr. Pilevsky or, for example, Dr. Shafali, when I brought her on and we spoke on conscious parenting, she speaks to how parents need to parent themselves first before they can parent their child. What she says is so simple and so beautiful, but it's something that we just don't hear, we don't talk about. These types of thought leaders, I really enjoy getting them onto my podcast because their message deserves to go out to the mainstream.